Those who favor hard logic and direct action are bound to be misguided. Destruction is inevitable. There's no miraculous way out. You are now entering the downward spiral.
Nothing beats an illegal working holiday. We pick you up in the Channel and take you right to your 4-star hotel, where you can work illegally, claim benefits, and never be deported. Watch how the British struggle paying the highest taxes since the 1940s while you pay nothing and even receive benefits. All this and more.
What's going on, internet thugs and keyboard warriors? So today I got a video for you. I know it's been a while, but we're back. Just been, been busy with life, and we're gonna make a comeback and we're gonna do this again. Anyways, we got a video about some stuff that's going on across the pond over here in the UK, specifically in England. Yeah, it's not looking good over there. They got a lot of issues. Unfortunately, it has to do with these quote-unquote migrants, which are really, I don't really like the word migrant. It makes it sound like they're some sort of exotic bird or something. They're immigrants. A lot of them are illegal, but we'll get to that later. So if you're willfully ignorant or you live under a rock, let me just give you a brief rundown of what's going on here. Alright. So since about, I would say, 2015 is when it started, but it didn't really get prevalent until about, or that we know about, until about 2021, 2022. Places like the UK, places like Europe, especially in the United States, has been going on for a long time. They're just pretty much letting the border be wide open. I mean, anybody from anywhere can come over, and obviously that's not good. Wouldn't leave your house wide open and let anybody come over. I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with having some guests in your house, but you wouldn't just pick a homeless man off the street and let him in your house, would you? No. You have to vet these people. You have to know who these people are, make sure these people aren't criminals, make sure these people aren't up to no good. And they're failing to do that. I think it's on purpose. I mean, it's quite obvious it's on purpose. That's what they're doing. But we'll have to talk about that right now. We'll talk about that later. It's especially bad in the UK because what's going on is these quote-unquote migrants, which they're not migrants, like I said, they're illegal aliens. A lot of the time, really, they're coming legally, which is the even sadder part. But these people from Muslim countries, Middle Eastern countries, North African countries especially, they are coming and being trafficked all the way through Europe, and they're sending them to the United Kingdom. Now, if you didn't know, the United Kingdom is a small, tiny little island. It really can't hold that many people, and they just keep busing these people in here through the channel, through those white cliffs of Dover. Every day they just bring them on in these little rubber rafts, and then as soon as they get here, they claim asylum, and as soon as they claim asylum, they basically put them in these 5-star hotels. They feed them, they clothe them, they house them, they give them phones, they give them benefits, they give them everything that they ever want, everything that they ever need. While there are people who are homeless that have been born in that country, lived in that country, their ancestors lived in that country for generations, and they're kicked out on the streets. They get nothing. There's people who work hard, there's people who have families, and they're forced to sit here and pay the tax, pay for these illegal aliens to literally live rent-free in their country. And these people are destroying their country, and they're bringing whatever third world values that they have, they're bringing it with them. Now, there's nothing wrong with being from Africa. There's nothing wrong with being from Afghanistan. There's nothing wrong from being from another country and trying to do better and come to a different country that has a little higher standards, a little more human rights. But the issue is, they're not coming to sit and drink tea, and they're not coming to eat fish and chips. They're coming and they're bringing their own religions, they're bringing their own values, they're bringing their own backwards mindsets, and it's causing a lot of problems. Now, like I said, you can have your values, you can have your mindsets, you can trash the streets, but do that in your own country. Don't do that in somebody else's country. It's just rude. If you're going to go to somebody's house, you gotta follow the rules. You can't just go into somebody's house and, poop all over their streets. Poop all over their carpet like a dog. You can't just go to somebody's house and throw your trash all over the ground. You follow the rules. You do what you got to do, you fit in, you assimilate, and everybody will be happy. And there is a large, massive culture of that. Throughout the years, they claim that the British are racist, and they claim that the English Empire is so evil, but they're very understanding, they're very nice people, they're very welcoming. You know, these people, they are not racist at all. I'm sure, just like in every group, there's maybe one or two that are racist, whatever. But you can come from anywhere in the world. These people are very, quote-unquote, progressive. These people are very accepting. However, you can be accepting and progressive, and you can be as nice as they come, but after a while, getting taken advantage of, people are going to get upset. People are going to start to get angry. I mean, like I said, do you blame them? So, they've been dealing with this immigration problem for a while now, and it's getting out of hand. And they've been trying to stop it, but it keeps going. It keeps going every day, more and more. And it's starting to spill out into the streets. And these people aren't getting jobs. These people aren't doctors. These people aren't lawyers. The people that claim that they are the liberals and progressives that don't have to deal with the issues. These people are unvetted. We don't know who these people are. Probably come from terrorist organizations. Most definitely there's a lot of terrorists. There's a lot of people who probably were in criminal gangs. There's a lot of people who were in prisons, mental hospitals, you name it. People who were just living on the fringes of society that are now living in the UK. And the problem is that these NGOs, charity organizations, they're placing these groups of men that are undocumented, they don't know their name, they lie about their age, they don't even speak the language. Okay, they're placing them near schools, they're placing them near public parks, they're placing them in downtown areas. Now, as you can probably figure out, that's not a good idea to place undocumented, unvetted people near children. Why? What's stopping them from hurting children? Pretty much nothing. The police over there, they don't care. And this is the issue that's been going on. So in the past few years, there's been a huge influx of, let's just say, assault. And a lot of women are getting assaulted, and a lot of children especially are getting assaulted. And that's the issue that is really the boiling point that's making this thing really, really go haywire. Is I believe it was 3 children were, assaulted. And not assaulted in the sense with the baseball bat, assaulted in the sense with unwanted touching. So obviously, people are going to be upset about that. And what happens? Well, nothing. The police, they don't do anything about it. They coddle these men. They let them go and do what they want to do because they're doing it out of fear of being called a racist, of being called a bigot. They're doing it out of fear of being judged by people who are going to sit there and wag their finger and call you a bad person because you're calling out the criminals because the criminals just so happen to not be white. Now, if these were white men, these people would be thrown underneath the jail for even looking at a child. You'll be thrown underneath the jail and locked away forever. But it's a self-hating, defeated culture about being demoralized. We'll talk about that later. I'll get into that. We don't need to get into that. That's a different rabbit hole. So we're going to take a look at some videos that I found across the internet and react to them. And basically, let's just say that the people of the United Kingdom, they've had enough, and they're starting to what they would consider fight back, which they're not fighting back. They keep saying, oh, be peaceful, but let's be honest, that's not solving anything. Alright, well, let's get into it.
What are you doing?
Just carry on.
Stated, I have the belief that you may be in possession of drug.
What?
Yes, I got the belief
Is
that
he
you may
even
be
an officer?
you may be in possession of drug.
Are you even an Stop officer? being
That-
rude and
that's-
just listen to him.
That's why I want to search you.
What's your name first before you search, man?
I want to search you under section 23.
Yeah,
23,
can I have your name,
23.
please? Say
Uh,
call the number, Michael.
my colon is 08387. 08387.
Where are you based?
I'm gonna Lonside police station.
And what do you want to do search, man?
I have the reason to believe that you may be in possession of drug.
Yeah, so right off the bat here, I mean, look at this. They're using migrants. He probably lives in one of those hotels as police officers now. I mean, just look at the guy in the back. Look how embarrassed the guy in the back is. First of all, this officer here, he doesn't even speak English very well. You can tell he's not from here. He's probably been in this country for I don't know, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month. I don't know. I don't even know what country he's from. The fact that they allowed this man to be a police officer because of diversity and equity and inclusion is just mind-boggling. He can't even articulate what he needs to do. You can't even understand what he's saying, why he's giving you a ticket. So how is he going to be effective on the streets? It's just for optics, just to show like, oh look, hey look, we have black people on the police force. See, we're not racist, we're not bad people. This is despicable. And no offense to this man right here. This man right here, he probably has the best intentions. He's probably, he probably wants to be, a productive law enforcement officer. I don't think that he's doing anything wrong. However, it's the system is set up to put him in this position. They set him up for failure. And they set him up because the skin color, because he's a migrant. That's why he's there. Like I said, just take a look at the officer in the back. Look at his face. Look how embarrassed he is. And yeah, it's pretty cringe. This poor guy, he's trying his best. I give it to him. He's trying. They're starting a protest and they're starting to get angry. And what they're doing is they're putting their flags out in the middle of the streets. Now, there's nothing wrong with flying your country's flag, but in the 2025 society that we all live in and we're all accustomed to, flying your own country's flag is something along the lines of treason, but you can go ahead and fly the Palestinian flag or the Iranian flag, or you can fly the gay flag, you can probably fly the Nazi flag if you really wanted to, and it would be a lot less offensive than flying their own country's flag, which is so strange. The United Kingdom has one flag, that's the Union Jack. Now, the Union Jack is the United Kingdom, but think about the United Kingdom as like the United States. Each state has their own flag. England has the St. George's Cross, the Welsh has the Welsh flag, Scotland has their flag, Northern Ireland has their flag, Ireland has their flag. So basically what's going on here, think of it in the United States, let's say Colorado. If you get the Colorado flag and you fly the Colorado flag, you are considered a racist, you are considered a bigot, you are considered an enemy of the state. And the people have had enough of it, and now they're flying their own country's flag, the St. George's Cross, and it's actually gaining momentum. And lo and behold, it's being attacked, it's being demonized. It's not really the immigrants themselves, the migrants themselves. It's actually like the first generation and the second generation that were born there. Those are the ones that are actually getting offended the most, which is very strange because you would assume that, hey, you were born here, you understand, like, hey, this is your country. But it's not. It's a really strange phenomenon. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on here.
This is the moment a gang of masked men hung St. George's flags in Canary Wharf amid a row over councils tearing them down. Footage shows a group of men scaling ladders to hang the Union Jack and St. George's flags. It comes as residents have hit out at Tower Hamlets Council in East London after it announced the patriotic displays would be removed. Earlier this week, similar footage showed Union Jack and St. George's flags raised by locals as part of a movement online called Operation Raise the Colours. But Mayor of Tower Hamlets, Lutfar Rahman, who was found guilty of electoral fraud in 2015, has thwarted the campaign. However, Sir Keir Starmer says he, quote, absolutely supports people putting up the English flags.
Just a side note for the people who don't know, if Keir Starmer says something, just pretty much assume that the opposite is true. I guarantee you, every time he sees a St. George's flag or a Union Jack, he's just seething and foaming at the mouth. This guy hates Britain. He hates white people. He hates the UK. He hates himself. I'm sure he's probably bought out by somebody. Don't know who, but I don't think that he runs the country. I think that he's a puppet and he's taking orders on a cell phone. Simple as that. If you are in charge of your country, you should want everything that's best for your country. You should want your country to thrive and succeed. And it just seems that everything that he does is just to destroy his country and to bring the downfall upon, one of the greatest empires that the world has ever known. And he's doing a pretty good job about it. And it's not just him. It's a lot of the leaders in the EU. It's not just him.
Oh my God, look at this, guys. Look, this is where I live at Canary Wharf on the Isle of Dogs. It's called Raising the Colours. So every lamppost, look, hold on, let's zoom in. Can you see it? Every single lamppost has got a St George's Cross or a Union Jack. So this is to defy our government to say, no, we have all had enough. So congratulations to the boys that put it up, and thank you so much. Hold on, I'm going to show you some more now. Oh my God, all I can see is flags everywhere. Hold on, I'll show you some more. Every single lamppost. Oh my God. Oh my God, look at it here. I've never seen anything like it. So government, put that in your pipe and smoke it. People have literally had enough. Everyone come on, let's unite, get these flags up. And yeah, show the government that we're sick of it. Put them all in your windows, put them absolutely everywhere. I'm just so proud of our boys. Thank you so much. Look at them all.
And that's a very beautiful sight to see. I am very pro-nationalist. I don't care what country you're from. If you're Pakistani, I am fully in support of you being for Pakistan. If you're Chinese, I'm fully in support of you being for China. English, fully in support of you being for England, so on and so forth. But the issue is, keep it in your own country. I'd rather see those flags flying in the country where they belong than the Palestinian flag, than the gay flag, than any other flag, to be quite honest with you. It's just insulting. Imagine just growing up in a country your whole life, and then all of a sudden, boom, like everyone else is putting their flag where you grew up, and they have no roots here. They've been in this country for who knows how long, a year, 2 years, and they get to proudly display that they conquered you. It's despicable. Keep your flags in your country. It shouldn't be a crime. It shouldn't be rebellion. It should just be normal, standard practice. You should be proud of where you're from. Be proud. It's your country. Okay, you get it? It's where you were born, probably where your parents were born, where your ancestors were born. You only have one country. It's not like you can just move. You don't have any other place to go. And these people, when they come in, they can be deported. They can go back home. And it's funny because they always say, like, oh yeah, we need to support the guys back home. Oh, back home. You live here. Why are you saying back home? This is your home. You see what I mean? This is ridiculous. I really like the sight of the St. George's Cross flag. It's really cool. I mean, it's just such a simple flag, but it has a lot of meaning. It has 1,000 years of history behind it. Probably, I think it was like the 1600s when that flag came out, but you get the idea. It doesn't represent St. George himself. It represents the culture, the English culture, okay?
Yeah, you can, but I'm telling them I want him back. It's fucking disgusting, mate. Right, you understand you're taking the flags down, yeah? And it's patriotic what we're doing.
What the significance?
Pardon?
What the significance of this flag?
The significance is the fact that we've put them up because there's illegal immigrants in the hotel and we're showing patriotism to our country.
You need to speak to the council.
Mate, I want them back. It's theft what you're doing.
Who sent us to do this.
Okay,
yes?
so who sent you to do it? Who authorised it?
The council.
Who?
The mayor.
The mayor? What,
Yeah.
Lufthansa? Lufthansa is the mayor.
The mayor of London.
Pardon?
We're working with the mayor of London. And the
Yeah,
council.
who was? So Sadiq Khan authorised it?
Talks Amlek Council.
Yeah, Sadiq Khan.
Don't you know your mayor?
What, the mayor of London?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you know him?
Lufthansa or Sadiq Khan, one of the
Yeah.
two.
One
They
of the two.
authorised it.
One of the two. I don't know which one.
Lufthansa is the mayor of Tower Hamlets. Sadiq Khan is the mayor of London.
Let's get the thing them down and
All right.
Okay, so where are all the flags?
I don't know.
You got them in your hand. You got them in your hand. You're not giving them back? Okay, sweet, no drama. Just shows what sort of person you really are. It shows what sort of person
We
you
were
really
told to
are.
come and take them
It
down.
shows what sort of person you really are, my friend.
Why?
What's that?
What? Because of your refusing to give back the flags. That's theft.
They shouldn't be on the
They can be where they want. What about when all the What?
They tore on the property.
What?
Tore
No,
on
it
the
ain't Tower
property.
Hamlets property.
These supposed
Yeah.
to belong to Tower
No,
Hamlets.
they don't belong to Tower Hamlets.
Why not?
They're government built. They're
No.
government built.
Well,
They belong to the highway officials.
this highway
They belong to
official
the highway
Tower Hamlet.
officials.
Brother, we working, man. We ain't got time for this.
You ain't got time for it. Yeah? Shows your patriotism to the country, doesn't it, mate?
Listen, it's nothing to do with us, my friend.
It is. It is.
We were told
It
to
is.
come and do a job.
It is
That's
to do
what
with
we're
you.
doing.
It is to do with you. Don't slap my phone.
Well, don't
touch me.
not.
Don't
Do
touch
not.
me. That's assault.
Why are you
That's
doing
assault.
this?
That's assault.
If you notice those police officers and you take a look at also the men who are removing the flags, you're going to notice a strong correlation. They all have something in common. I wonder what that could be. Now, after watching this video, if you think that I'm a racist, go ahead and type it in the comments. Let me hear what you got to say. I really don't care what people think about me. I'm gonna deny it because I'm not, but you're gonna call me racist anyway. You're gonna call me a bigot, some sort of phobe. I don't really care. The fact of the matter is, if this was happening in China and Americans were flying an American flag in China, I'd be saying the same thing. If this was happening in Mexico and let's say Venezuelans were flying the Venezuelan flag in Mexico, I'd be saying the same thing. I really care about countries having their national identity because it's what makes us all unique. Not every single country in the world has to be this quote-unquote melting pot like America. The only reason why America worked is because people came to America and they assimilated. They all had American cultures. They all had American values. They all had, the American dream. They didn't come over there and just divide America up into a bunch of little colonies. And that's what they're doing in the UK. That's what they're doing in Canada. That's what they're doing in Europe. I'm not talking about when the British came over and they took the 13 original colonies. I'm talking about America's already been established for 100 years, 200 years, and people coming over and making little pieces of Iraq, making little pieces of Mexico, making little pieces of Asia. That's what I'm talking about. Now there are some colonies here. Is it a problem? No, it's not a problem, because for the most part, these people, even though they have their own little areas, these people speak English, these people assimilate, so on and so forth. They don't just come here and try to take over and then spread, and get rid of Americans. I don't think anybody in Chinatown is sitting here applauding, saying, yeah, we need to get these Americans out of here. We need to make this China. There very well could be. There very well could be. Even Mexicans. There's not a lot of Mexicans that say, yeah, we need to get the United States and turn the United States into Mexico. No. Probably now there are. Probably now in the past year there are. But they haven't been doing that. People don't do that. They come here in America for a reason, and that reason is prosperity. Now, these other people are going to Europe, these other people are going to Canada, these other people are going to UK, and they're establishing their roots, and they're trying to push out the native population, just like the Americans did to the Native Americans, to the indigenous Americans. It's the same thing that's going to happen. The truth of the matter is these people nowadays that are coming over, especially the quote-unquote migrants, they're not coming over to live the English dream, I suppose, the UK dream. They're not coming for peace and prosperity. These people are invading. This is an invasion. This is Red Dawn, but instead of parachuting from the sky, they're being let in on rubber boats. I'm dead serious about that, 100%. It's crazy. But it is what it is, you guys. You take care. Be free. Have a good day. Don't let this upset you too much. And if you are upset and you have something to say, go ahead, put it in the comments. I don't care. I read it, and I will troll you back. See ya.